everyone, today we're going to take a look at the EMR you'll be using in Sim and OSCEs. But before we get into the EMR, let me explain how your patient experiences will play out and where the EMR comes in. For each patient encounter, excluding any emergency situation, you'll have 5 minutes to review an available door note with specific information about the patient you're about to see. Once instructed, you'll knock on the door, introduce yourself, ask all of your pertinent history and review of system questions, and then complete an appropriate physical exam. Once the physical exam is complete, you will then let the patient know you're going to step away for a second to review their chart. They will already know this, so don't think it's awkward for you or them. The EMR will be open and available on a laptop on the cart in each room. Please understand this system is a results retrieval system and you will not be required to document in the EMR during your Sims or OSCEs. You'll notice that the EMR is open to a mostly blank physical exam tab. At the top of this page, you'll see a header, and we'll notice the header on each tab is the same. The header contains patient information such as name, gender, date of birth, age, height, weight, allergies, and BMI. And notice this patient has an allergy, so the cell will highlight red. If there are no allergies, this cell will not be highlighted. You should also notice the set of vitals available. This is the latest set of vitals, so make sure you compare these to your door note for any changes. When you're ready to review the physical exam results, check the box next to Show Exam Results. Your exam results should now be visible. The purpose of these results is to provide you with information you can't get from a standardized patient or a mannequin, such as an elevated heart rate, blood pressure, abnormal heart or lung sounds, or any rashes or other visible findings. You can now read the rest of the information presented to you as the patient's physical exam results. Sometimes there is a lot of information on this page, sometimes very little. You'll also notice an image here. This is part of the physical exam results and should be taken into account as you formulate your differential and plan. As you move through this patient chart, you'll notice the information in the test patient doesn't really mesh, as this is a demo and is more about the EMR functionality than it is a case study. Once you have reviewed the physical exam results, you can move on to ordering any imaging, labs, and rapid tests if appropriate for your patient. Click on the Orders tab at the bottom of your screen to access your ordering options. Before we get to ordering anything, please note the name drop-down just below the header in the center of the screen. The first thing you should do is select your name by clicking on the arrow and selecting your name from the provided list. Now we can take a look at the rest of the tab. There are 3 different sections: diagnostics, labs, and rapid tests that you'll be ordering from. To order anything on this page, simply click the checkbox to the right of the image, lab, or test you'd like to order. Now let's order some diagnostics, some labs, and rapid tests. Once you're done ordering your tests for your patient, make sure you click the Submit button to get your results. Alright, let's take a look at the Diagnostics tab to review what we ordered. Please note that each tab is colored the same as its respective section. Once we're in the Diagnostics tab, you'll see the familiar header and a fairly empty tab. To see what you've ordered, please click on the Please Select Image drop-down. You can now select any available selection for review. By selecting one of the available options, you will see the image ordered, or you will see that specific text is pending. If the image you ordered doesn't show up in the list, please don't panic thinking the system is broken. Wait a few seconds for the system to load and your selection will be available. If you get a pending message, the order hasn't been processed and the result will not return during your patient encounter, so don't waste time going back looking for it to appear. Some students panic when they get the pending message as they think they've ordered something that isn't necessary and they're going to lose points. Trust me, this is not the case. Very often, tests need to be ordered where the results won't be available for days, so you're not going to see them during your patient encounter. The scenario is designed this way where faculty need to know, if you know, what correct test needs to be ordered, even though the results may not immediately be available for your review. You can now scroll through by selecting a new test and reviewing the results. Also, no, we will not expect you to order something that you have not been taught yet. If there is an X-ray or a CT or an ultrasound that is needed in a patient case, you may be required to order that. You will not be required to interpret the result. At that point, we will provide you with a report explaining exactly what is in the image. But also note that something taught at the beginning of semester 1 will be in play straight through to graduation. The Labs tab works similar to the Diagnostics tab, so let's take a quick peek. The major difference here is you have the ability to review 2 labs at once and compare if needed. The 2 drop-downs you see on this screen are identical, so you can review and compare any labs, if available, in either column. For those familiar with reviewing lab results, you will notice that abnormal values are not highlighted, bold, or change color to red as they may be in the real world. This is a limitation of the system, so please take time to review each result with the provided normal range. Moving on to the Rapid Results tab, the one thing to remember here is you will always get a result from a rapid test, as these are done in the office and the results will come back immediately. So let's take a look at our rapid tests. Again, notice the header color matches the color tab. Notice what we selected earlier is now available for review in this tab. You don't have to use a drop-down. All available results are listed in this page at all times. Here are some tips and tricks to help you during your exams. If you don't see the image or lab you ordered in the drop-down, go back and make sure you selected the correct box to order the one you wanted. We've seen students accidentally click the name of the lab instead of the box or the box immediately above or below the image. This should save you some time rather than checking the drop-down for your test to magically appear. If you come in and the system has not been reset by the time you go to check things out, please hit the reset button in the upper right corner to clear all selections. Do not assume the student before you had all the correct answers, as some information may change from patient encounter to patient encounter. Third thing to remember is faculty can see in real time the choices you make, so don't think you can just go in, check all the boxes so you don't miss any information. If you take that approach, very likely you're going to lose some points for that exam. Finally, this is an ever-changing system, so please understand there may be changes and improvements throughout the semester. If there is a major overhaul, we will let you know before your next activity and have a demo patient available for you to work on so you're familiar with the system. This EMR should never be a barrier to you completing an OSCE or a Sim. So if you're having issues, please let faculty know and we'll try to get you up to speed as soon as possible. Now that you're done with the EMR, take all the information you have from your history, physical exam, and the EMR and put that all together. Now go back to your patient, let them know what you're thinking, complete your counseling and patient education. And don't forget to answer any questions your patient may have. So that's the EMR you'll be using in Sims and OSCEs. If you're having any questions or issues, please reach out to Fritz. We'll see you in the lab.